The sky was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
What's up, y'all? How's everyone doing tonight? We have probably the most important matchup for the week right here for all of you in the stream. This is the only Mazar. I'm going to be running things around here in the stream in the background. For now, I'm going to be commentating, but I won't be alone. With me, I have Emerald City RC's Toad Death.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I accidentally blew off our team training to do this, so I'm expecting a good series. Because if not, Smashley's gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, well, that depends on how good Los Verdes will get here. In all honesty, I can't see anything but Timber's Army winning this. I'm just going to be blunt about it. I know we're kind of diving right into the match preview already, but it'll be a miracle if Los Verdes can get a result out of this.
Well, I believe in miracles. You know, I think they could do it. Palace has talent. Maybe Rydog's like thumb is injured. Maybe Nelly is unable to play. I don't know. There's all sorts of combinations where the Greens could pull this one out. They're not a bad team. I definitely believe that they deserve to be in the league, and any team can win against any team on any given day. And this is the Greens' day, I believe.
Absolutely, it is the Greens' day. It depends on which green team's going to win tonight, folks. So I see a few people in chat already. Welcome on in to KJ and Luis. Luis calling us yapping talent Toad. I don't know what you make of that. I'll take that as a compliment.
That's a compliment. I yap for my job, so I like it.
So we have a few things to cover in this stream before we kick off the match. The match will kick off at 10 Eastern, or 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain, 9 Central, whichever time zone you're in, guys. I know none of you guys are in the Atlantic or even in European time zone, so I'm not going to worry about all that. But we do have quite a few things to cover. I think the most important thing to cover, Toad, is the league table. So how about we get started with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big one.
So, Toad, first things first, congratulations on Emerald City RC on finishing in second place, at the very least. Their win percentage is high enough in that even if they get swept and, Black Army... Well, no. There's a 3-point difference between ECRC and Black Army. Black Army can still make it up to second if Emerald City RC gets swept, but, I mean, they're facing Emerald
I
City
believe
Blues.
so, right? I mean, it's only a 9% difference there, so...
No, but there's also a 3-point difference. So if Emerald City RC gets swept, then Black Army can jump over them into second place. But I can't see that happening. Spoiler on predictions, but, we'll get there when we need to cover that part. So, congratulations to the locals, though. They're not going to drop below the top 2 for sure. They have secured themselves a spot into the second round. They're going to get that bye in that first round. So, congratulations to them. Emerald City RC, all they need to do is win one game. If they win one game, Toad, you guys are through to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. And I don't even know if we're going to have, player of the season votings or anything. But if we do, Mecky Ducky, or whatever he's calling himself these days, I think he's been lights out. He's been so consistent. I know we might get to talk about player ratings and stats and stuff later. But as we're on the topic of locals and congratulating them on a great season, I think he's been the catalyst. I mean, undoubtedly, he's been the catalyst for the locals. So I thought he deserves some special props. He's been my favorite player by far.
I'm with you on that. He's been probably the best player in SGL, given his consistency and his productivity. And he's been such a key piece for that team. He's probably the biggest reason for the locals being in first place right now, in my honest opinion. So, yeah, I put my vote on that as well. But I think that's a discussion for another day. We can cover that later on. Let's go down to the rest of the table. Black Army's in third. They had a bit of a struggling period in the middle of the season. They were kind of in a slump, but they've bounced back and they're looking really good again. And they're third, 3 points behind Emerald City RC. And then following on from them is El Matador, 1 point behind them in fourth. They've secured themselves into the playoffs as well. First round though, and they might not, put out their strongest lineup in week 11, but they certainly will be in the playoffs, and that's where they might, put out a stronger side. And then you have the Rebellion in 5th place. Again, another team that has sealed themselves into the playoffs. Looking pretty good. Also had a bit of a downturn in form, but they've been able to bounce back, and they're looking good as well. And it's all about that 6th spot, Toad. That 6th spot that Timbers Army currently occupies. They have their destiny in their control. All they need is a win. If they win, they are through to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, what's wild is I'm looking at their win percentage here. It's below half. They have a 47% win percentage, which means that they're winning the games when they need to. They have a 1 point gap between KC Cauldron, and they are below them by a full 10%, unless my eyes deceive me here, which I think is just outrageous. So Cauldron are kind of winning the games that they don't need to win, and Timbers are just getting by, just getting the points they needed and getting out of there. So I don't know how Rydog's gotten them to do that, but to get through to the playoffs in what could be below 50% win percentage is kind of outrageous.
In a way, yes, but it also shows how valiant they've been in fighting back and clawing up into that 6th spot, because honestly, it did look like KC Cauldron could have had that in the bag, but they've also struggled incredibly. And now it's come to a point where, despite them potentially looking like favorites, they have let it slip completely, and now it's in Timbers Army's control. So, this is a huge compliment to Timbers Army that despite their struggles, they've been able to bounce back. And speaking of bouncing back, you got to talk about KC Cauldron because they're right there as well. And Steel Army too in 8th place, a 2 point gap separating 6th to 8th. This is really close. With that said, these these points will only matter for KC Cauldron or Steel Army if Timbers Army loses. Timbers Army has to lose. So
I mean, for this to get interesting, yeah. So I mean, I'm praying on their downfall. Sorry, Red Dog.
I mean, if you want to take a neutral stance and look for maximum entertainment and chaos, yeah, you want Los Verdes to beat them. But you're not alone on that point of view, Toad Death. We've had a few people bring that up in our community. They want to see Los Verdes cause an upset. They want to see Los Verdes, one of the 3 teams along with Emerald City Blue and Emerald City Defiance who are knocked out of the playoffs, get that big win against Timbers Army and open this up big time. So, you're not alone in that front, but that's why this match is very important, folks. It's all about that 6th place, Timbers Army versus Los Verdes. If Timbers Army beats Los Verdes, they're through.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird one because Los Verdes doesn't really have anything to play for, but when you think about the big scheme of things in life, what really is there to play for, right? It's all about pride and your legacy, so they can cement their legacy as just doing the most outlandish thing right here tonight, and they'll just go down in the annals of history. Otherwise, Season 8 would be a bit of a wash for them.
Yeah, I'd say so for sure. That is true. But that's the league table for you guys. You guys now know what it will take for Timbers Army to go through, what it will take for KC Cauldron to Steel Army as well. I think it's a good time for us to recap over the Week 10 fixtures, just to see how we got to this point. So let's do that real quick. And here are your Week 10 results, folks. We're going to skip through this real quick. The Locals beating the Rebellion 3-1, which is what allowed them to seal that bye to the second round and keep them at the top of the table. Black Army sweeping Los Verdes in a convincing fashion. Steel Army and EC Blue playing out a close match, Toad, with Steel Army coming out on top at the end after a convincing Game 3. And then you have
maybe a bit of a shocker for some people out there. I was a bit shocked watching that one live.
You're not alone on that front. I kind of felt a bit shocked as well, but Steel Army did come out deserved winners for sure. And then you have the 5-game thriller between Emerald City RC and El Matador. El Matador coming out on top. But, you guys built up enough of a good form throughout the season to be able to, not lose out on too much, despite, losing this match.
Yeah, I mean that was an entertaining one for sure. If from a neutral standpoint, if you're a Seattle fan, it was a bad week. Week 10 was one to forget.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at it this way. It has been a bad week, but Week 11 is the chance for both. Well, not really, because Emerald City RC and Emerald City Blue are facing off each other, so it's one or the other, unfortunately for you guys. But yeah,
there's a guaranteed winner. That's all I can say.
That is true. Yeah, at least a guaranteed winner. Now we have that third Emerald City team, Emerald City Defiance. That was their final match, by the way. That match against KC Cauldron, and unfortunately for them, they're not able to get a win in this season. They got swept by KC Cauldron. The KC Cauldron team that's bouncing back in this season as well.
Maybe a little late. Hopefully not too late. I think they're a very entertaining team. I want to see them in the playoffs, but yeah, their destiny's not quite in their hands tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of a shock too, because KC Cauldron throughout their history have been one of the favorites for the SGL championships, and we're going back all the way to season 2. So for them to be in this position is a huge shock for sure. Now, with the Week 10 results, we also have the Week 11 fixture, so let's bring them out as well real quick. And here you are, folks. We are streaming Timbers Army versus Los Verdes right now, but we have a few absolute bangers in this week. We have the Locals versus Black Army, a completely entertaining matchup right there. And then you have Steel Army versus the Rebellion. I think that's going to be a ton of fun as well. Emerald City RC versus EC Blue. I'm looking forward to seeing how much EC Blue can test Emerald City RC right here, although in terms of historical form, Emerald City RC have been dominant against their fellow Emerald City sides. And at the bottom of this list, you have KC Cauldron versus El Matador, which is also going to be a fun match if both teams put out their full-strength sides.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's kind of always a bit of a crapshoot to see what team El Matador fields. If it's their A team, I think they could. I mean, they very well could sweep Cauldron, but if Cauldron fields their best team and El Matador doesn't, then I think the sweep could just go the other way. So, I mean, who really can predict how that one's gonna go? That one's a bit of a beast, but it's also massive because of the implications. But those implications kind of only matter if things go a very certain way tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Now, just as a reminder, folks, we are less than 10 minutes away from kickoff. We are going to kick off Timbers Army versus Los Verdes at the start of the next hour. 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. So we are taking a little bit of extra time just to go over these fixtures, the league tables, and so on. One of the other things we will be going over as well, now that we've shown the Week 11 fixtures, Toad, is our predictions. So,
oh yeah,
I am looking forward to seeing what we have lined up, but I'm still just setting them up real quick, if you don't mind. This is a bit of a last-second thing. That's on me. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure I didn't miss out.
No, you're good. I mean, I was gonna say I struggled actually picking this last week. not only is it just a naturally kind of hard to decide how people are going to play. Steel Army's working their way back into form a little late in the season. KC Cauldron's working their way back. I mean, obviously the game tonight, I'm kind of rooting on Dimmer's Army's downfall again, but also it's the last week. People kind of play with a certain desperation on the last week of the season that just wasn't there, maybe in the first half of the season. As points are just for fun. It's like, whose line is it anyway? And now the points are not fun. They are very much not fun anymore. The points matter very much so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every point matters, just as it did from the beginning of the season. We saw Los Verdes in the playoff spots for a while because they were getting those points by winning those individual games. And I think now's a good time to see what we have predicted for this week's matches. So, they mostly look very similar, almost mirror images in a way. But I noticed a couple of interesting predictions on your end, Toad. Most notably for tonight, Timbers Army 3, Los Verdes 2. You want to explain that?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I do think Timbers Army are going to get it done, much to the dismay of the entertainment of the rest of this week. But I think they have the quality to get it done. However, it's week 11, the last week of the season. Stuff's going to happen. Pizzazz, right? Fireworks, a show. I think Palace is going to show up and just throw everything he can into the last week and, take the rest of a few months off. So, I'm not really... Yeah, it's kind of hard to predict this one, but I'm going to say Timbers Army take it. 3-2. Why not?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We both have the locals and Black Army 3-2 as well. I'm just going to start off real quick right there. It's going to be close, but I think given how good and consistent Meki Ducky has been, I cannot see the locals losing this out, even though Black Army has been getting much better. How do you see this matchup going, Toad?
Well, okay, let me have a look here. Are you talking about Steel Army Rebellion? Is that the one you're looking at?
No, locals Black Army.
Oh, locals Black Army. I guess we picked the same one. It's tough. I think locals are the best team in the league, but Black Army might have the second best player in the league. So it doesn't all come down to that? Like, if Vex is on his game, then he can carry. But if Vex is just having... Maybe he's done peaking. Maybe he's come back down to his regular valley, or his, maybe he's at sea level. Then yeah, I think locals can take that one pretty easily. And Meki Ducky's too consistent, so I don't think he peaks or valleys. He's on a prairie. He's like in, I don't know, what's a flat state, like Iowa?
Iowa, yeah.
Is anybody from the Midwest?
I mean,
is Iowa flat? Yeah.
A bit hillier, but yeah, probably.
Oh, okay. It's like Colorado to Iowa, maybe. Mississippi?
Well, I'm not into U.S. geography, so I'm not the best person to answer that question. Anyways, let's probably move on now. Yeah, I kind of see it the same way. It's all about how good Vex and Met can be. But I also want to shout out Martez, because he's been stepping up, and Eric Saunders. If they get on top of their game, I can see them causing the locals a lot of problems. And now you have Steel Army versus the Rebellion. Again, similar score line there. And I think we probably see this similarly as well. I mean, it's all about whether Polar and Short step up, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Polar and Shorts... I mean, we talked earlier about Polar being one of the better players in this league, and then all of a sudden Shorts is like, actually, I'm the best player on the team. So to have two players almost duking it out to see who can be more dominant, and not at all in a negative way. They are both contributing, which is awesome. So yeah, I think it's fairly easy to pick Rebellion. I think they're gonna lock it up. But Steel Army, I think they've got some fight. I'm seeing out that they take one game. I think they've got the fight in them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And we've already talked about Timbers Army versus Los Verdes, ECRC versus EC Blue. You see EC Blue taking a game. I think that's the game one ish thing, right?
Yeah, that's the game one where Smashley scores 3 own goals and Huskies pops off, and then game one we just hand it away.
Well, there you go. You said it, not me, so. Hey, Fair enough. I'm reading some of the stuff Luis is saying in chat because he's also throwing in his point of views on the predictions. He said, Black Army upset, lock it in. I mean, that's not a hot take. I'll take that. I think
Yeah.
that's doable. Hot
could
take,
happen, for
Rebellion
sure.
overrated? Nah, not so hot. Simmering maybe, but not hot for me. What do you think, Toad?
Rebellion overrated with Polar and Shorts? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't bet against. I would not bet against Polar or Shorts, especially on the same team. So they can go pretty far.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And then he said, well, they have short season. Okay, I see now where he's going. Okay, I see. Yeah, real take, they are the 5th best team right now. Yeah, I mean, they went through jitters, but so did El Matador, you know? So did Black Army. I don't know. Then below the top 2, I feel like the teams there can have their good moments, but they've also had a bunch of bad moments, so it's not that easy to say, you know, that a team is rated properly or overrated or underrated, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, for sure. I was actually reading the chat here. Like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, there were talks of a super team. This was Luis, Gojo, and Meki Ducky. So I'm not on board on that. I hope
Well,
you guys.
you know, we'll see if that does come up, but they got to be involved in an SG scene if they want to make a competitive team right here for next year. Orlando City, yeah, I mean, if you guys do get involved with them, sure.
Yeah, if they just move Meki Ducky out there, we could be shaking in our boots.
All right, so for the final match, you put El Matador winning that. I mean, Luis did bring that up in chat as well. He said he would not predict EM to win this week. That's the way I see it, but I still see this going to Game 5 because I think EM are probably going to put up some better players to make it more competitive. What are your views on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take Luis's hint, and if I could rewrite my prediction, I'm gonna say 1-3. El Matador is gonna take the L, because yeah, if Luis, the captain, is saying they're I wouldn't take him, then I'm not gonna take him.
Fair. So you could change that, and we can like update that over time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
nothing to worry
just throw
about
it in
there.
paint and scribble it out.
But that about does it for our predictions, folks. We're still waiting for both teams to join. One thing I'd like to cover real quick, and hopefully this won't take long, is the top 5 player stats as of week 10. So how about we dive into that real quick right now? And
Oh
this
my
is what it
gosh,
looks like.
yeah. Is this just gonna be the Meki Ducky show?
I mean, pretty much, but surprisingly, after the last match, Meki Ducky has fallen down from first to second place in points per
no.
game. Only because Cheeky Prophet, in his 3 games, scored a lot of points. But since those 3 games, he has not been involved.
Yeah, what's going on? He's just he logged in for one series, ruined my ratings sheet by topping it, and nobody can seem to beat him at this point. And he's got best points per game, best assists per game, and then he's promptly retired.
Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? Hey, maybe he might make an appearance in the playoffs.
If they can get to the playoffs, maybe.
But, I mean, besides Cheeky Prophet and his top spot right there, you know, Meki Ducky is featuring prominently. Top in goals per
Luis
game.
is humble bragging in the comments right now. That's good to see, Luis.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I mean, you do get a lot of points, to be fair. But, you know, Meki Ducky is pretty much top in total points. Second in points per game, but barely. He can still get to the top. Total top in goals, top in, you know, goals per game. And that goes to show you how much of an impactful player he is. Of course, Luis is featuring prominently up there as well. And of course, you too, Toad. Up there in goals and goals per game. You know, you're one of the sharpshooters of SGL this season.
Yeah, we're getting it done. We're trying. I see my name in what? 4 places? That's not too bad.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. And then after that, you know, you're seeing some more of the Black Army players feature. You know, with Eric Saunders come up in the assists. And I think Vexamed is also around too in the points. And then you have Martez featuring in saves. So that goes to show you they have a bit of a complete team as well. And to, you know, round off the variety, we're seeing Bear Blitz topping the total assists. We have Rydog and Nelly in total saves. Palace in saves per game. He's going to have to step up, by the way. if Los Verdes is to beat Timber's Army. But Timber's Army is a tough matchup no matter what.
No, yeah, no doubt. I mean, they were physical the last time we played them. They brought a specific game plan, and I think it could have worked. I think had they, played their cards to the best, like, like there's like a very small window that they could have made it work, and they were so close to having like the perfect game plan. So if they can get a good game plan going into, against every matchup they have going into the playoffs, I like their chances.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And speaking of chances and prospects right here, we have both teams in the lobby ready to go. We have this matchup ready to go. We're gonna start very soon. And on that note, I'm gonna focus more on the behind-the-scenes stuff. We have a second commentator coming in to take my place. So how about you get on in and introduce yourself right now?
Hello, my name is Jeff, also known as Corn Dog. How's it going, Toad?
It's good. I didn't even see you. When did you get here?
Oh, I'm very sneaky.
Oh my gosh, you missed the whole preamble.
Oh, I know. It's no big deal. You show up late, you're ready to party, you know what I mean?
This is the party. I mean, you are spectacularly on time for the party.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this one. Los Verdes been way better than last season is the best way to put it, but I'm excited to see what kind of fire Timbers Army bring. If I had to put my dollar down, putting it down on Timbers.
That is such a kind way to speak about Palace.
Well, I didn't say Palace. I was talking to the team.
That is oddly out of character. Such kindness.
He knows what he did.
Oh my. Nelly kind of sneaks the past Bus Insider. Nothing happening though. So far, almost a fast start. I mean, there really should have been a goal in the first like 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, it's looking a little weird on the start here, but we'll see if that either calms down or keeps up the pace. Seeing a lot of teammates hitting teammates at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not liking the Greens' positioning at the moment. They were kind of bunched up right in front of their own 6 or 18, whatever the lines on this field mean anymore. Yeah, the positioning's not great as Piglet takes to the skies, doesn't get it done, and Nelly kind of hits a timid shot that kind of results in a counterattack if things go well, which they're not.
Yeah, Palace had to respect Rydog on that big ball there. He just got there sooner. Neither of them ended up touching it, and Nelly with a chop shot to the top shelf.
Yeah, what's this harassment? Is this Rydog just giving Bustin a bump, another bump? Nelly's getting it done, and Piglet's kind of there just for moral support.
Yeah, Piglet looked like he had backup if that didn't go Nelly's way. Little aggressive from Timbers, but hey man, that Rydog bump opened a hole and paid off early here, 1 minute in, 1-0.
Yeah, that was the aggressive bump play that I remember coming up against. And it is frustrating as all get out, as Nelly says, get out of the net. My goal explosion is going to evaporate everybody. And he does so. Look at Nelly angling his car, smashing it in. Good play.
Nice move from Piglet there to pressure early as Bustin puts that to the sidewall and got the ball center. Nelly, though, big play getting up early.
Yeah, this is not going to the script that neutral fans want to see tonight. Nelly missing a bit of an open net. Could be okay. I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt him, at least this game.
Interesting moment there as Rydog missed the bump, Nelly missed the shot, and then Piglet missed the wall touch. It was a 1-2-3 of errors, and Los Verdes not able to capitalize. Not good.
Yeah, that was interesting. I know Piglet put off a pretty poor clearance, basically directly off the wall, playing it into a really dangerous area, and nobody went for it. So that is not great, as Nelly just feeds off of maybe what should have been tackled a little bit earlier. I don't know if this is a misplay from Bustin, but he does not get the angle and elevation he's looking for.
Yeah, and we're seeing Timbers Army full force here, no holds barred. They are trying to dominate, and I can't blame them. The points are pretty critical here for them.
Yeah, what does that mean, no holds barred?
means you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Is that like a wrestling term?
I think it's a submission term. I'm not sure how far back it goes.
Oh, like a sport thing?
Well, like wrestling, UFC.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't watch that sport. I watch soccer.
I think it's when police are arresting people in Minnesota.
Oh, that's a specific reference. Oh my. Rydog kind of definitely carries that one out and flicks it middle to nobody. Trick takes a hit from, I think, his own team. That's not the communication we want to see. Palace whiffs on that one. It should be okay as Trigga is battling against the Blues here. Green's on the Blues, it looks like. Piglet, does he get a bump? Is that what happened? Because that looked a little awkward there.
He just sort of followed through with the poor touch and tried to open the hole on the way through. Sort of a consolation prize. You know, you didn't get the ball touch you wanted, so might as well hit that guy.
Nelly, where are we going?
I was wondering.
Wow, he gets the pinch, though. That was great. And then it almost works perfectly for a counterattack. Trigga's all alone. He's got 0 boost, 12 boost, 100 boost. What's he going to do? Chicken's out. Come on. What?
And Los Verdes just not able to keep that possession and keep the ball moving forward. It seems like every time they're just tapping it forward to a Timber player. And Timber's not showing any mercy still here, but not at the pace we saw earlier. Los Verdes has slowed the bleeding. We'll yet to determine if they've stopped it.
It seems like there are some chances for Los Verdes. They're just not really taking them. And there's Rydog. 4-0. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a few gaps, but like right here, Palace gets the clearance of his dreams straight into Piglet. And then it's the shot of Rydog's dreams. It's almost unmissable, really.
Yeah, and I'm still seeing both teams sort of stepping on each other's toes, sort of getting in the way of each other, but it has hurt Los Verdes and it hasn't hurt Timbers very much as Nelly finds the back of the net again. What a play from him. 4 goals this game.
Yeah, this is like controlled chaos. It seems like Rydog pre-flipped into what looked like a trap, an accidental trap for his teammate to just hammer in. I can't really tell if that was on purpose at all, or just fortune is favoring the bold right now.
Yeah, and sometimes the best plan is that there is no plan. Maybe he was just trying to hit it forward, and it worked out for him, but Nelly's kind of been everywhere right now. 7 shots this game, 2 for each of the other members of Timbers Army, and it is a powerhouse of Nelly. 4 goals, 3 assists for Piglet. Rydog with an assist and a goal himself there.
Yeah, good shout out. I mean, Nelly with 4. That is worth a shout out right now. 631 points as he picks up, I guess he gets his first assist. Yeah, there you go. Rydog hammers that one in. So 4 goals, 1 assist to Nelly, and Rydog gets his 2nd goal of the game. We're still waiting on Piglet to get involved, at least outside of the assists portion. He's got 3 assists for this game. So that's pretty good stuff. Only 1 goal unassisted so far.
Well, and just to point it out as we hit the final seconds here, it is 12 shots to 0 with the first shot coming from Palace right there in the final second.
Yeah, not the game one you want to see if you're a neutral or if you're a Greens fan, for all you greenheads out there, as they call themselves. Nelly kind of took this game by the scruff of the neck and shook him around a little bit.
Yeah, and Piglet and Rydog right there to let that happen, to assist it in happening. Piglet was commonly back on defense, shutting down when they were getting aggressive. So good to see the team play there. Maybe things will settle down here as Palace, Trigga, and the 3rd player has Bustin has left. Maybe
I think Raccoon Poop might be coming in here.
Oh my goodness, Raccoon Poop.
Yeah. Do I have my family tree incorrect, or is Trigga and no Raccoon Poop and Bustin Cider? Are they? Is this the father-son duo?
I am not qualified for that.
From what I remember, Bustin, who has the most outrageous name in the league, is a dad to another kid on the same team. So the lore goes deep.
That's how you get kids, though.
Oh, isn't raccoon poop Steel Army? Is this true? No, that can't be true. Is that true?
Cider is Devin's father. Who is Devin?
Ah, yes, Devin. He's in. Okay.
Oh, I don't recognize that name. I must not have seen him play.
Yeah, he's the one. He keeps changing his name all the time. Makes it very hard to follow.
Not a fan.
Oh my gosh, Palace. Dig it out. That was crazy. It looks like Piglet, his gamer tag right now is Hog. I love that. I think that is fantastic. Nelly is Daddy. So we've got Hog and Daddy on the same team. I think that might be actually kind of what's driving them to a hot start.
Can't argue with that.
Back. Okay, I could have used one more pass. Nelly goes for the early shot instead of going back to I guess he's not Daddy, right, dog? Maybe he should put his as Daddy. That seems a bit odd to me. Right, dog into the middle for Nelly, and he chickens out. There's already one animal on your team. You don't need to be another.
Yeah, Right Dog returning to physical here a minute into game 2, and it's been an offensive onslaught here for Timbers Army, but major difference from the first game, the back line has held. It has shut down the permanent offense.
Oh, a good shot over the back line. Well defended for Palace. I mean, you would expect it. He's the most talented player on his team. Sometimes it doesn't show, which is kind of odd enough. As this time, he doesn't get boost and he doesn't get net. He just let's get a close up on Palace. Let's see where's he going? Where's he going?
Where is he going?
Where is he going? I don't know. Palace, come on.
I feel like he might have trusted a little bit, had a little bit too much faith in the teammate there that they were gonna come across from the back boost and kick that out. But you gotta play a little more defensively. You just lost the first game by a lot. Now you're down 1. You're on the back foot, and you gotta play a little bit smarter till you get the momentum going your way.
Yeah, I mean, they need a little bit of momentum just to start it off. Just a schmack roll of momentum. Just one goal to get things going here. Because as it stands, it's 6-0 on the aggregate. Sorry, 7.
Oh my, spoke a little too soon there. We're already up to 8 shots for Timbers Army in this game. Another 0 from Los Verdes. They only had 1 shot so far, and it was in the last second of the first game. So not looking good here, but a little better defensively. We'll see if they can figure something out and try to make something happen as Palace will register a shot. Never mind, he'll get a goal. Just tucked it under the bar.
Wow, Palace off the kickoff, gets a touchy once, knows how to beat the last man back. That's kind of where you want to put him, one-on-one, and if you can get him in that sort of situation, he's going to finish more of those chances than I think he's going to miss. And also, I just had a stern conversation with my memory, and they actually scored 6 goals in the first game, not 5. So, well, you know, those sources have been absolutely sent to the cleaners here, and that mistake will never happen again.
Bear Blitz said he's poking David with a stick and saying, do something. Well, he did something.
That is one of my most favorite memes.
Yeah.
I love the stick meme. Holy cow. Dev into the middle. Maybe that could have been a pass instead of a Schross. Rydog chips it out. Is he going for the follow? Yes, the spectacular. Wasn't there. Oh, Palace from his own half. It's tied. Holy cow. We might have a game on our hands here. Palace just finds the open hole, chips it, and yeah, the lead's been kind of cut to 0.
And yeah, Palace doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Teamwork be damned. He's finding a way to get that ball forward. He's happened to tie the game twice here. Can they go one up now instead of playing from the backside? We'll have to wait and see. But right now it's the Palace show for Los Verdes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting word that playing from the backside's actually kind of his strong suit. He seems to enjoy that a lot. Palace into the middle. Rydog chops that one to the corner. It's not a pointless touch, though, because it buys them time. Does some damage. Yeah, no, that's not pointless at all. If Piglet could have finished that, that would kind of be like a 1,000 IQ play.
Yeah, and we do have calls for violence. Kato saying, someone demo Rydog already. And I would be surprised if, you could shake up that dynamic, get them a little bit mixed and matched. And we haven't seen as much physical play as we did in game 1. So wondering if that has something to do with this here. As, ooh, nice ball out there from Dev.
Yeah, that's a big attack. He follows, but Nelly gets a pretty good clear. Into the middle. Palace back with almost full boost. Starts an air dribble attack. Into the corner. Can he beat Nelly? Gets a good touch. One more touch to go. Stuffed in the back. And that attack is well and dead.
Yeah, the problem with running the one-man team offense is there's only one man on the team, and there's 3 defenders. So it's kind of hard to beat all 3 people because you typically have to beat the first guy twice. So it's really a 1v4 situation as Rydog just taps that in on the open net, has the lead blocker supervising there. Piglet just watches this go in, make sure, all right, a little bit right. No, it's good, all right, make sure.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's one guy in this league who can beat off 3 guys at once, I'd put Palace's name at the top of that list.
So sometimes it's got to be 4 guys, You just never know what the night's going to hold us. Palace once again does it himself and brings the game back even. Another face-off goal.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the skill. That touch is not easy, but he's at the level champ 2, champ 3 where he can consistently hit those. So if his teammates can put him in that position, they just need to keep feeding him these opportunities instead of sticking him on defense where he's been a little suspect tonight.
Yeah, and going with the flow is one thing, but it seems like Los Verdes has found something that's working, as we go to overtime here in game 2.
The chat's getting a little bit hyped. We could go into game 3 even on ones if things go Palace and Crew's way. Oh, Piglet just finds the hole, and nope, we're going into game 3, 2 up, match point.
Kind of again, where is Palace going there? He has 2 people there. Goes over to the side, not there to make the save. Nobody there to put pressure on, and Timbers Army taking full advantage. 2-0. Well played there, but hey, we saw some life in Los Verdes. Reverse sweep could be in order.
You know what? I'm not going to put it out of the realm of possibility. All of Palace's goals were earned. They were not lucky. I mean, to get a kickoff in those manners, I mean, maybe a little bit lucky, but that can be recreated. You can give those opportunities to Palace and let him put it away. You can disrupt Rydog by demoing him. It can be done, but they got to stop making kind of stinky, lame defensive errors. That's what I'm going to call them.
Well, it's kind of hard. You got the onslaught from Timbers Army, and just to point it out, each member of Timbers Army had 5 shots. 15 shots total to 4. And wow. Nelly, the only one not scoring. Rydog and Piglet both taking 2 apiece. It is a good balanced team of go for the throat here from Timbers.
Yeah. Nelly, as you pointed out, the only one to not find any goals from the Timbers Army team, even though he does have 5 shots, same as the other players on his team. But as we can see, David Palace, sorry to dox you, David, or Palace, sorry, David, or Palace. Yeah, he made the most of his opportunities. So I'd say feed him the ball. All right, feed him the ball. Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, and hey, man, if you're hitting the 3-pointers, pass it to the guy that's hitting the 3-pointers. Maybe take a step back, even if that's not in your original game plan. When you're down 2 games here, something's got to change. You were able to keep it steady in game 2 versus game 1, but you gotta let the wild dog run, and you gotta hold his back so he doesn't get dunked on. What a ball!
This is special. Oh my. Nelly gets bumped, flips up, chops it to Rydog, who chops it in. Come on, that's cute.
The offensive goal line pinch right past all three people is kind of insane.
Bizbear's calling out the butthole pass. Was that with the butthole? You know what? I need a replay.
He says
Accounting
Pogo
gang,
pass?
rise up. Yep, Rydog and Debit on the accounting gang. Nelly is leaving that a lot open for Dev, who goes for the bump. Maybe that works. I don't know.
I like that play. That's definitely a play that I would have done. You're not going to get a great touch, so if you can just stop anybody from touching it, the ball will go predictably back down. He wasn't able to stop him from touching it, but he didn't get him to go with the way he wanted to go as Rydog sneaks that one in.
Yeah, I want to take us on a journey here, a journey to the past, where Palace, instead of being selfish, he kind of cuts that ball middle for his teammates, and his teammates don't have the belief, they don't have the trust to be there and put it away. So he's caught way upfield with his pants around his ankles, and Trigga, and you've got Dev back there, and they can't stop the ball from going in their back of the net. So maybe the lesson is, you just gotta do it yourself if you want it done right.
Yeah, and especially if, hey, cylinders aren't firing, you got to find another way to move that car. So, ooh, good stop from Palace on a nasty pass in.
Big clear. Dev's last back was 0 boost. Rydog just goes kind of for keeping the ball in the dangerous zone, and that's probably the right play up by 2, 3.5 minutes to go. Palace.
Yeah, we're just seeing that offense from Timbers.
It is asphyxiating. Dev gets a clearance, but it's on the ground, so then Nelly can pop it up in the air and follow it. Maybe doesn't have the speed to follow it as well as he wanted. Trigga chops it out, and there's Dev taken to the skies. Palace immediately follows. That's a good play if Trigga can get the beat, but he doesn't. And now what could have been promising is immediately disastrous as Palace is putting in the work now. I was kind of lambasting him for not getting it done on defense, and now, man, he is kind of holding his team together right now.
Yeah, one-man army for sure from Palace right now. But, trying to do it all yourself, it gets tiring. You run out of boost. You can't get back. You can't save them all. Nice double tap.
Yeah, it's a dunk double tap is what this would be. Nelly takes to the skies. He's a distraction. It's like in volleyball, you send one up just to shake your arm at the other team.
And another offensive zone pinch forward from Timbers Army. Looks like that might be a move in their skill set here. Changing up the velocity that could be hit at and the direction it could be hit at by two people hitting it at the same time. And then, just a nice flight in from Piglet. Able to block off the
Open
stage.
net. Oh, maybe a second open net.
Oh.
No. Oh, immediate counterattack. Rydog to the skies.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a beautiful counterattack, though. I was going to say disappointing, but no. I'm excited to see good Rocket League. Look at that. Air Rydog, thank you for flying with us today.
And a good effort from Dev there. Unfortunately, it just caught the post before it caught his car, and he wasn't able to change the direction it was going. So, well played from Timbers Army here. And man, how do you beat a team that just doesn't stop attacking?
Yeah, I mean, is this like a haiku? I don't know.
What is the sound of one team attacking? It's 5-0 in game 3.
This is depressing, honestly. This is the last game of the season, and they had the chance to play spoiler, and the only thing they're spoiling is my evening. So come on, guys, you're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, and confusing backplay, Maz points out in the chat. What were Dev and Palace doing there? It seemed like there was a miscomm. Each of them thought the other was going for it. Maybe there was some contact that was off at least my camera here. And just left that wide open to go in. At this point, you're playing for honor. Could get 5 in a minute 23. Unlikely at this level of gameplay, but interesting to see his Palace accidental backflip. Not oh.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, the only thing they're playing for is what number is going to go down next to the L column for season 8 here. I mean, is it going to be 1-5? Is it going to be 6-0? How is this going to end? Is there a shred of dignity on the line? No, there's not. Okay, Nelly.
No, all doubt was removed.
Riot Dog plays a beautiful pass, though. That is such good team interplay. Slots it bottom left. Beautiful.
What a smooth shot there from Nelly, able to slip it right between both defenders. Rydog almost getting in the way, but aware of that, lands sideways, kills his momentum, and they're just on fire right now. I want to see Timbers Army play somebody else right after this and see how that goes.
Oh, that could have been a beauty. Piglet finds himself in the way as Dev is kind of stalling. Rydog says, shoot it, Palace, you won't. And saves a timid effort. There's Trigga. I think this is the first goal this series for Trigga, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the first goal for Trigga because every other goal was scored by Palace. So good of him to get his name on the board in the closing minute here.
We are 1 goal away from, of course, the infamous Brazil, and then we have Maz's audio to go along with it. I kind of want to hear it again. You know, I forgot what it sounds like. Let's get ourselves a Brazil, guys. Come on. Dev, with time, with space, without boost.
Yeah, boost is a key ingredient in that formula when you're full court away from the net.
Clean beat from Dev, but it falls to the empty field. Timbers Army take this one fairly comfortably. Daddy Nelly, again, man of the match. Well played from him.
Yeah, Nelly was an absolute animal with the shots. Rydog was an animal with the passes and setup, but you can't count out Piglet, who was always the anchor when they were getting aggressive, and Piglet himself with a lot of good passes into the middle there, setting up Rydog and Nelly both. But game 2, man, spark of hope in game 2 for Los Verdes. Not able to translate that into the English language, unfortunately. It's still in Korean.
Yeah, this little piggy's going to the playoffs, so that's exciting for them. What's unexciting is that with those results, the implications for KC are that they are officially eliminated. Their hopes for a Season 8 championship title to follow up their championship title last season are over. They did not get it done. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. So a massive upset going there. But Timbers Army get it done with whatever is the opposite of a massive upset. Yeah, this was expected. It was deserved as well. They just played like a team possessed. They were getting to the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah, Timbers looking really good today. I mean, they deserve to be where they are on the standings, if not maybe slightly higher. But they really brought it today. They were looking really well oiled today. Los Verdes just not able to keep up with that pace, keep up with that onslaught. And I really appreciate Timbers Army for just never taking their foot off the gas, pushing them into that back wall and holding them there.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna throw out game 2. I mean, they let Palace get a hat trick, take it to extra time before all the entertainment was quickly stomped out. So, but they just sent. Oh, there's Debit in the chat. Sent Debit and his team out, and sent Casey out all at once. So that is tremendous. It was like 1,000 voices crying out and then were silenced. So very sad, but also not sad.
All right. Well, hey, it looks like we're going to take a quick look at the league table before we get to the first interview. So hopefully,
oh wow, that was fast. Quick math.
Yeah, Maz on it with the production team here, and there it is. Toad, what do you think?
Wow, what could I not think? Just look at it.
Just
Timbers Army, they're
numbers.
up by 5 points. And hey, you know what? I was calling out before this series that their win percentage was under 50%. and they heard me, and they did the math, and they said if they swept, then their win percentage would go over 50%. And there you go. They did it. Over 50%, and they're in the playoffs. So maybe that was the math. That was the magic number the whole time.
Kind of a nice look there where the top 6 that are going to move on all have an even or better record, and everyone underneath obviously less than even or better. So you just had to win as many as you lost to get your chance. And it's looking like it's a good top 6 there. I'm happy with what that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm a little scared, intimidated, maybe shaking in my boots. I think Rebellion has a chance to go. Timber's Army, I think they're a bit of an intelligent team. So if they have a game plan and they stick to it, I think they can take down just about anybody in the league. And then you've got the Smurfs with El Matador. They brought in like 18 grand champs this season. So no matter who they're playing, it's going to be pretty hard to get past them. Black Army, led by Vex and Co. And you cannot count out Co, because their Co is almost as strong as Vex. Martis 11, 12, 13, whatever his number is. And Isidore and Eric Geekin, or whatever his name is. All of them, I think, are high champs. So for the supporting cast to be made up of high champs, that is intimidating as all get out. ECRC, enough said, and the locals. Getting it done with 1 week to go, top of the league, led by Mr. McKeeducky. That is an intimidating top 6.
Yeah, and Emerald City RC making it to second place despite having Smashley FC on their team is really a testament to how well they're playing this season.
It was tough, let me tell you. But I think what else is tough is Rydog. And you know what? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to hear some yap from Rydog.
Hey guys, how we doing?
There he is.
I am good. How are you? I mean, I'm thinking you're feeling pretty good. Maybe even better than Bob.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to secure a playoff spot, and I know we were supposed to spend all week, thinking about, if Timber's Army loses and this team does that and this team does that, then this happens and all that. But I saved y'all a bunch of time and just won our series and secured the 6th spot. So let's go.
Hey.
Yeah, and then how do you feel making some of the most famous people in the league, such as Debit, your accounting brother? How do you feel about just squashing his playoff dreams?
Yeah, it's tough to beat up on one of your own a little bit like that. But I know he knows that it's for a good cause, and we'll do him proud in the playoffs.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I mean, you did us proud in this series. I was looking around. To me, it seemed like Nelly kind of popped off a little bit. If you could just speak about what each of your teammates bring to the playoffs, because, I mean, this is it. We're done with the regular season, at least for your team. So going into the playoffs, what can we expect? Is there a specific MO that we can expect from the Timbers?
Yeah, no, I love my entire team. They're amazing. Yeah, Nelly's crazy when he wants to be. Which is really fun. Cause we'll play a whole bunch of games together, just like twos or whatever, and when he pops off, I just like to sit in the backpack. And I want to say the first game he went kind of crazy. And then the second game, I think he turned off his monitor and just forgot where the goal was. But then the third game he figured it back out. I told him to turn back his monitor on, and he did that, and he picked it up. But he's like one of the most consistent players in the league when he's like on. When he's on fire, he's like one of the best. And then of course we got Piglet, who's also the same in a way, especially on the offensive side. Because I remember, I think it was last week where I think it was game 1. He had like 4 goals like right off the bat. And so yeah, he's typically our offensive powerhouse. But what's kind of nice too is like when one of us isn't performing well, like the others will step up and play well. So because yeah, that game 1, like I think I was just in the backpack for most of the game, but Nelly stepped up, and then the second game like Reese was not playing well, but then Piglet and I stepped up, and then the third game we were just having super fun. So yeah, I just like I love our team, and yeah, I guess our MO in a way is just give Nelly the rock and let him do his thing, because when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm going to honestly ask my last question before Corndog even gets one in here. But as we go into the last season, the last week, and you're watching other teams play, obviously the first two teams are going to get a bye. So as we're looking into on postseason, is there one team that you say, yes, I would like to play them right out of the gates, get it over with? Or maybe is there an opponent that you think is a bit weaker and you just want to take down straight away?
No, I think we're confident against everybody. It may not look like it results wise, but I think we are pretty confident. But your team, Toad, we just can't beat for whatever reason. It's like a mental block. So if we can get over that mental block, I have no doubt that we can at least compete against ECRC. Locals are probably the toughest team, and probably the team I would want, or one of the teams I would want to avoid, just because they're just so well-oiled machine, and it's just crazy. Black Army, we played them at the beginning of the season. I'd love to like play them again, just because that was just like when we were kind of struggling a little bit. So like to put us back on form, like that would I think be a really good match. But yeah, Rebellion. I named all the teams. So to answer your question, no. Yeah, I'm just like talking out loud about all the teams. Like there's not like a team that we would like want to play. We're just like all in all happy to be here, and like we'll play who's ever the third seed, and when those matches finish up the rest of the week, and we'll get prepared for that third seed.
Okay, no preference. I respect it. It's like, like a Terminator just hunting down John Connor, whoever he is, wherever he is, whatever he looks like. Just gonna take him out back.
That's right.
Just walk out of a portal naked and get to work. But Right Dog, you guys started off game one with a noticeable physical play. We didn't see that come back much. Was there a strategy change there, or was it just rolling with the flow?
I was just rolling with the flow. Nelly and I talked pre-match about what like we were gonna do, kind of right before Piglet jumped on to warm up, about like just game strategy and like how we want to play this. And I was just kind of like, let's just go, balls to the wall and just go all out and see what happens. And if they can handle it, and we're we feel like we need to switch up play, we will. But obviously, yeah, that game one we put our foot on the gas, and yeah, I think that game two, we did the exact opposite. We took our foot off the gas, and I think part of that, not to call him out personally, but Nelly had, I don't think he scored and had a numerous amount of shots. So, but then of course he figured it out in the third game. So, were we nervous at all? No. Maybe towards the end of that game too, of like, why are we tied to this? Like, we should be smacking them just like game one. But yeah, that quick overtime kind of settled the nerves of like, okay, we're fine. Like, it was just kind of a fluke situation. And obviously game three went more similarly to how we would think we would play them. So.
All right. Well, hey, you guys are in the playoffs. Do you feel that your run will go differently than the 5-0 playoff loss in real life for the Timbers?
I hope so, man. I hope so. Yeah, we don't have any internal drama. Our front office on the Rocket League side is really good, so I don't think we need to worry about that. But no, I'm excited for the playoffs, man. I think I was a little nervous just for the situation of just like being in this position of not lucking up a playoff spot already. But obviously now I'm feeling a hell of a lot better, and I'm excited to keep it moving.
You guys look great out there. I mean, one of the games, I can't remember what game it was, so I'm not going to guess. But all three of you had 5 shots apiece. It was a solid offensive onslaught from you guys the whole time. You were looking really good. And one thing I said during the game was, man, I'd love to see Timbers Army just play another team right after this. Like, you guys were looking good. So congrats on the playoffs. Good to see you the win. And that's all from me. Toad, do you have anything else, or people?
No, I was going to say that. I think that was game 2. That was the one where Nelly turned off his monitor. He also had 5 shots, 0 goals. Could not find the goal anywhere, but I think that was due to his screen being completely pitch black. So, but that's it from us. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the fans, your mom, even uncle, anybody out there?
Yeah, shout out Timbers Army. Shout out the team. Love you guys. Shout out Devitt, my accounting brother. Sorry that I had to sacrifice your playoffs hopes for mine, but our paths will cross soon. So can't wait for that. And yeah, excited to make the playoffs. And let's freaking go. Let's go.
Looking forward to it. Big underdog there in 6th place, but you guys were looking good today. Hopefully you can carry that forward. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Love that guy.
The double dog.
Yeah, I mean, that was the series. I did it go how you were expecting? It almost was more one-sided than I was expecting, to be honest.
Yeah, I was expecting Timbers Army to win convincingly. I was expecting more like a game 2 situation though, and it just sort of turned into an exposition exhibition of Nelly and Ride Dog with Piglet as the supporting cast. That's not the right
no,
word.
I was thinking of the Spanish Inquisition, so I didn't know where we were going. You never
All
expected.
right. Well, hey, we're gonna get Trigga in here and see what he has to say for Los Verdes' half. Trigga, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
There's Trigga. All right. Yeah. What's going on here? Because okay, we watched the game. How did this go the way you were expecting, or is this about what you were expecting, or did something just go disastrously wrong?
No, not at all. I think we fully thought we could win this game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think the first of all, like, congratulations to Timbers Army. They're a great team, honestly. Yeah, we didn't play to our expectations, to be honest.
Because I believed, I mean, there was a little bit of hope, but I did believe that Los Verdes could absolutely pull this off. You guys have the talent, so I know on the day things didn't go your way, but in game 2, whatever framework game plan you had worked. I noticed 2 kickoff goals that went your way. Palace tucked him away quite nicely. There were just some, to me, it looked like defensive mistakes that, had they been cleaned up, definitely could have sent this to game 4, game 5, and maybe, seize the Dubsky on the day.
Yeah, definitely. Game 2 was really good. I think we were able to gel some of, we were just able to gel together, use some of the chemistry that we've built over the last few weeks. Obviously, we weren't able to continue that into game 3. But I think game 2 kind of showed what we're able to do when we're all on the same foot.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, as we're headed into post-season, this was last game of the season, at least for the Greens. Were there any regrets exiting, or was this kind of give it your best effort? The cards were kind of in your favor, but maybe next season. Because I'm thinking last season wasn't amazing. This season was a massive improvement. So maybe next season is going to be another massive leap.
Yeah, definitely. I think right now we want to regroup and get better. I think we just want to get better as teammates and kind of figure each other out. You know, like I'm new to the team, so I'm still trying to get used to everybody, get used to how everybody plays. But I think we're slowly getting there, and we'll come back better next season.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to comment on your profile picture. Is that Thanos in an Austin shirt?
Yeah, you know it is. You like that?
That's fantastic. That's great. No comment.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, hey, you guys did really good, and like with that game 2 being so close, it looked like there was hope for game 3 and possibly even a reverse sweep. So you guys weren't just driven into the ground, and I respected you guys playing hard and playing it out till the end, getting that late goal there in Game 3, even though it was inconsequential. So it's looking promising for next season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to come back even stronger. We're all going to go away and just try to improve to the best of our ability. There's a lot of really good players in this league. I don't know exactly what I was expecting when I came in, but yeah, everybody's really good. So I think if we're just able to get up to the next level to where they're at, I think we'll be able to compete a lot better.
All right. Well, hey, that's all I really got. And Toad already had his turn. So anything you'd like to say to the people?
Yeah, get ready for next season. We're coming better than ever.
All right. Respect it. I'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great. I like talking with Trigga. It was almost like a Guy Giverson moment where, it was like, as long as we get better, we'll be better. So
As long as we score more points than the other team.
it's like, yeah, it is. This guy's got it. Heck yeah. If we keep ranking up, if we get to Champ 3, we might play like Champ 3s.
We might be Champ 3s.
I'm stoked for the next season. Heck yeah.
Woo! All right. Well, hey, good match. Definitely, it locks in the tournament a little harder there, or tournament playoffs a little harder there, and we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out. I know we got more games coming up this week, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I mean, for the first week in a while, the implications might not be massive for some of these games. Especially KC and Steel Army. A big womp womp in the chat. Sorry, guys. But for the other, I think, what is it? Like 4 teams now? There's kind of a lot to play for. Number 1 spot is going to go to either, I think it is, yeah. Either my team, ECRC, or the locals. I think statistically, yes. The locals or ECRC are going to get the number 1 spot. It looks like Timbers is guaranteed number 6, and the rest is kind of to play for.
Oh, yeah. I was like, why not Black Army? It's their win percentage in points, right?
Yeah, I don't know. The math wasn't mathing in my head, so...
Right.
No, they're 5 points back, and you only get 4 points in a game. So they're stuck there. They could maybe be 5th by the end, maybe be 2nd. So they have a pretty massive week. That second bye spot is kind of to play for. So locals and ECRC are in there right now. They're not guaranteed to stay there, however.
Yeah, Rubber Ducky, Mackie Ducky pointing out in the chat, ECRC can still lose. Do you know who you guys play next?
We play EC Blue, so a bit of a rivalry match for the last week.
Shenanigans. EC Blue's gonna feed the sweep.
Yeah, we talked about it. They're just gonna let us get a nice 4 points and get out of there no sweat. So thanks EC Blue. I appreciate you guys. Love you.
All right. I don't think we have anything else lined up, so that's probably the end, huh?
I think so. I don't think there's any more slides to go through in case I'll give Maz a chance to throw one up, but I think we are done for the night. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We had the first, maybe the most important game of Week 11 first, just to get all the drama right out of the way.
Nice, and that should be a good game, no matter the outcome. But I think I've got a favorite in that one. We'll discuss that later. So, good stream, good stuff. Players looking forward to their matchups coming up here. Luis wants to play Rebellion. Devin wants to play Rebellion. So that we'll be excited to see some games come up in the future. But that's it for me, and I'll see you guys later. Toad, you can say bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.